Of course, let's move on with the show now and continue a countdown to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. 16 days to go. Cecilia, it's just around the corner every day. I
Yep.
mean, time just flying past, and before you know it, we're going to be celebrating the Tokyo 2020 opening ceremony. Of course, there's a lot of updates
Yes.
For you guys. That's why you got to watch the show. Of course,
Every
Cecilia,
day, you don't have to miss out on that.
you
Now,
can't
let's
afford to
take a
miss
look
out.
at that. The big one this morning is the provisional list of the Tigers. Now, they had 49 players in camp, and it's been able to prune it down to 15 with just 16 days to the Tokyo Olympics. There you have all the names from Jahil Okafor,
NBA players.
NBA players, 8 of, how many NBA players? 8, right? Yeah.
Jalil, Gabe, Chikeze Opala, there's Precious Ochoa, Mia Oni, Josh Okogie of the Timberwolves, Chimeze Metu of the Sacramento Kings. Those are your NBA players. Of course,
Jordan
Nwora as well,
yeah,
so is your NBA players.
It's with the Bucks right now. They have Ekpe Udo, Stanley Okoye, and Mike Benije, and Chima Moneke, and Obi Emegano. These are the players, provisional list, 15 of them. But you don't have Ben Uzo, and then you also don't have Ike Diogu. We have Olumide Oyedeji. I mean, he's a former captain of the D Tigers. I mean, he's done it. He's playing the NBA, playing the Afro basket. He's been everywhere. Olumide, good morning. It's good to have you join us this morning. Yeah, Olumide, if you can hear me, I don't know, maybe you unmute yourself so you can hear me. Good morning. It's good to have you join us.
Hi, good morning, Cecilia.
Okay.
Can you hear me? I can.
Yes.
How's everybody doing today?
Brilliant, fantastic, but not
having
really
you,
too
sure.
happy because, I mean, the captain is not going to the Olympics. I mean, we're doing that. We're more acting like what happened in Spain, where Sergio Ramos wasn't going to the Olympics. We're like, what happened? But when you have someone who have done so much for the country, who have sacrificed so much, we saw him at the qualifiers. It was literally carried the team into the Olympics. But right now, he's not on the list. What do you think?
I felt really bad. I felt really extremely bad for Agdiogu. I was in the same shoe 4 years back. This did really show a good example about leadership, about commitment, about passion, about putting every single thing out there for your country. And this is a time that, I mean, even if they give the captain is crawling, I mean, 12 players are not going to play the same equal minute. This is the man that been there in every single match and never missed. And if nobody wanted to play, will come and play. And for you to just drop your captain, the leader of your ship, unceremonially, for me, is extremely bad. I felt bad for the man. I feel bad as a player, but the only thing I can tell you is that not all the 12 players are going to play. You can coach that. You will see that, and you're going to see players who's going to play 5 minutes. I mean, who's going to play 2 minutes? Who's going to play 6 minutes? But there's no reason why we shouldn't celebrate our own heroes, legends who give everything out ceremonially. We shouldn't just treat him like that or throw him out. I think we should just be added to the team, even if he doesn't really play a lot of minutes. And nevertheless, you also have to understand that this is a 12-man roster. And then, as I said, not everybody will play. He's setting a bad example. If and all the other players that were dropped did not come for the qualifiers for us to go to the World Championship, so to qualify for a World Championship. So what are we going to be talking about the Olympics? And that we also have to put into consideration as well. So if everybody wants to go and play in the Olympics now, but they were not ready to play in the African qualifiers, to play in the World Cup for us to qualify. So how are we going to qualify? I believe we shouldn't set a bad example of the whole situation. So as I said, I felt bad. But lastly, can you look at a situation when the Super Eagles said that Yuba has to go? So because of they know that you give so much, the same thing with Mikel, the same with the other people like that. So let's treat the people that served us, that were there for us, let's serve them right and let's treat them right.
I mean, we just ended there, but we need to go on a break. When we come back, we should be asking you some questions concerning the D Tigers also. We know the Ogumike sisters are likely to be playing for Nigeria at the Olympics, as according to MBBF. Welcome back. We still have Olumide Oyedeji with us, a former captain of the Tigers, talking about the Tigers and the fact that Ike Diogu, the captain, current captain, is not part of the team. Remember, Nigeria is grouped alongside Germany, Italy, and Australia. Now, Olumide, before we let you go, quickly on the Ogumike sisters. Yes, the last one, I mean, she, of course, Erica already said she's representing Nigeria. But then, this is the list that we have.
15.
Also, 15. You have Nneka, you have Chine, you have Erica, Adora Leone, we have Promise, you have Atoye, Ezine, just the regular girls, Ifunaya,
Yes.
Elizabeth, Balogun. Some new faces, Elizabeth Williams, for instance. Yeah. Odera, Chidom, Victoria Macaulay, Aisha Balarebe. These are the names that we know. But you just have some few names adding to this list. I think Sarah Ogoke, she's not going to make this list.
Ouch.
Yeah, I mean, the Ogumike sisters, the three of them. I mean, the surprise one is, of course, Erica has already declared. Immediately she was drafted, although she's in medical school right now. When she was drafted, she said, of course, she was going to play for Nigeria. Chini also, I mean, she's got a Nigerian passport. But for Nneka, who has been with the U.S. team right from the under-15 level, she's been to every tournament except the Olympics. What are the possibilities that we'll be having her playing for Nigeria at the Olympics? Because she wasn't listed for the Americans.
Oh well, I believe for the country to list her as probably Damila Dima have done their homework. They've done all the paperwork. Her name was submitted, been cleared. Because if she's not been cleared, her name would not be submitted, be on a professional list. So for her being cleared and submitted, I'm happy, very excited to see our basketball again keep growing. And Nneka is somebody that really respect and trust that she's very committed and kind of a little close with the family. They're very proud of their heritage, and there's nothing you're just going to take away more than the people who are proud to be to be Nigerian, proud to be African, always exhibit the African heritage. So for her being an all-star, the first round pick, playing everything, and she's really willing to join the Nigerian team. And I mean, despite the fact that we're not on the same level with the USA, how the players were treated, the luxury and stuff like that. And you still put that aside and you decided you want to be committed to the Nigerian national team. I mean, kudos. Actually, I'm happy and I'm excited. Alongside with Chini and also who you know, and also with Erica. So it's a great one. So that is wonderful.
Well, it's looking great for Team Nigeria going into the Olympics, especially for the ladies. Hopefully, we have all of them playing for us at the Olympics. Olumide, thank you so much for taking our time to talk to us this morning.
Well, thank you for having me here.
Right, we'll still continue our countdown to the Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah,
okay.
Before we continue, I like how that segment is ended with Olumide being a bit happy because it started with being sad because of Diogu being dropped. Now we wrapped up that particular segment with him being happy about all Ogumike sisters, you know, having a chance of perhaps going to represent Nigeria at the Olympics. So fantastic.
I'm just still pinching myself. I mean,
we'll see.
WNBA MVP, I mean, #1 draft pick. I mean, that's all. I mean,
US
her
has
list,
lost.
it's
It
lost a
pans
great
out to
deal.
be that way.
Okay.
US has lost.
Okay, what they've lost, we've gained, right?
That's
all right.
just the way it is.
That's what it is. Okay. Now, let's talk about, I mean, the athletes who've left. I mean, yesterday we were talking about the reception that was held for these athletes, you know, leaving for the Tokyo Olympics, especially the rowing team.
Yeah,
and, you know,
we talked about the rowing team already. And as of yesterday as well, so eventually we got to see the lists, the Team Nigeria list, the full list, the contingent that representing the country at Tokyo 2020. At the end of the day, it's 58 athletes representing Nigeria in 9 sports.
Okay.
And yeah, the list is going to come up very soon now. A lot of familiar faces. A lot of these guys have done well to qualify for the game, so they had no choice but to be picked. Starting with Divine Oduduru, of course, in the 100 and 200. Adewoke Enoch, 100. Shakiri as well, too, in the sprints. Enekwechi Chukwebukai in the shot put. Of course, Blessing Okagbare with those 3 events. Kocha Grace as well, so one of the most informed Nigerian sprinter in the world this year, also making the list as well. Of course, cannot forget about Tobiloba Amuson, Ophili Favor, Sorrow Ruth, Rume Ese, And Annette as well,
Yeah,
too, of course. She's broken all the hammer records in Africa this year. Patience Okon George, of course, is on that list. Cecilia?
Yeah, for the mixed relay and also the 4x400, which is something is going on that we need to clarify concerning that. Chukwuma Rosemary, I'm so happy that she's able to make it 100, and of course the 4x100 meters. Omovo Knowledge for the 4x100 meters women. Then you have Onyekere Chioma for the discus. You have Unambong Nse, that's for the mixed relay, of course. Nathaniel Samson for the mixed relay, and Okeze Chidi also for the mixed relay. For Ajayi Yinka, you have Ojele Ifeanyi, and of course, God bless Tima for the 4x100 meters. That's for the track and field event. Now we'll go to badminton, where you have Adesho Kondokas for the singles event, Olofwa Godwin for the doubles, of course, Okpeyori Onolapo also for the doubles event in badminton. Moving on to other things, women. Basketball, yeah, the team sports, men and women. You have canoeing, of course, Ayomide also representing us. Gymnastics just have one, Uche Eke, and taekwondo, of course, Elizabeth Ayana Cho, she's also there in the 67 kg. Now, table tennis, they have a list of all of them. Motayo Lajide is there, Aruna Quadri, Edem Ofyong, and of course, Olumfoke Oshona King for the women's singles, and men's singles. And wrestling, a whole lot of it too, led by Dekure Oduayo, the freestyle. That's the event she'll be competing in. You have Dudu Blessing, you have Aminat Deniyi, Ajat Idris, and of course, Guillermo Ekere is also part of the squad, talking about the wrestling team. So like the first batch already left the country, so they'll be living in batches, of course. That's what it is. And like we said, it's nice sports for Nigeria. Let's just let you know the sports where you expect to see these amazing ambassadors are competing in Tokyo. There is athletics, is basketball, badminton, canoeing, gymnastics, rowing, table tennis, taekwondo, and wrestling. I just wanted to say the slide up. But anyways, Cecilia, the minister, you know, with a nice message. Yeah, nice message to all the athletes. If you want to compete, you just have to compete clean. Very important message. Very important message. You don't have to do everything, and make sure you know yourself. Knowing yourself, if you know what happened to Richardson, you understand what we're talking about. But let's listen to the minister.
For the Tokyo Olympics. Say a few words. All the athletes and officials that will feature at the Games have been severally educated on COVID-19 compliance, the IOC rulebook, anti-doping instructions, and of course, have imbibed all their professional ethics. This morning, I want to urge everyone, both the athletes and the coaches that will be going in this first match, I want to urge you all to adhere to these rules. Finally, I want to enjoin you all as you go forth today to prepare to make our country proud at the Games by competing clean, and bringing glory to your fatherland.
All right, bringing glory to the country. That's really what is important. But now let's listen to Abub Gumede, the NOC president, of course. He has a lot to say to the athletes also representing the country.
By the close of the qualification series this July, Nigeria has qualified a total of 58 athletes to represent our country at the game, followed by 22 coaches in the following 9 sports. Athletics, 18, 6 males and 12 females. Basketball, 24, 12 males and 12 females. Badminton, 3, 1 male, 2 females. Canoeing, 1 female. Gymnastics, 1 female. Rowing, 1 female. Table tennis, 4, 2 males and 2 females. Taekwondo, 1 female. Wrestling, 5, 1 male and 4 females. Total 58 athletes as of today. We don't know whether more will come because of the athletics that championship that took place. We are still waiting. But as of now, it's 58. Please, so that you stay in Tokyo, be very, very clean. Because as the NOCs, as they hand over the athletes, that what the Honorable Minister said to us, we are receiving clean athletes. We take clean athletes to Japan, and we want to bring back clean athletes back to Nigeria. And please, let me add a word that I always say the president says he doesn't want a dirty medal. It's better for you to go and compete and come back without a medal than to go and bring out a dirty medal that later the IOC will start chasing us, asking us to bring back that medal. It is very, very important. Please remain clear.
So in the last 1964 Tokyo Olympics, Nigerian boxer Nojim Megegam won the bronze medal. And so I hope that the Nigerian Olympic team will win more medals in this Tokyo Olympics.
All right, I mean, it's better for you to win a clean medal or not a win at all than for you to win the one. Then IOC will tell you to bring it back. I mean, embarrassing.
Very embarrassing. Of course, we don't want that.
Yeah, no, we don't want.
But to wrap up our Olympic segments quickly, updates are coming from the USA. Sha'Carri Richardson, unsurprisingly, has been left out from the relay team. In case you've not been following, Sha'Carri Richardson, one of the fastest women on the planet this year, tested positive for marijuana. And as a result of that, she lost the place in 100 meters, which she won at the trials. There were a bit of hoping that perhaps she might make the relay team, but guess what?
Because just one more suspension.
Exactly,
so
which would have ended before then.
The relay starts.
But
USTA says she's not going, so she's
out.
been dropped from the 4x100 meters relay team. She's 21 and the fastest woman this year.
Costly,
so that's
costly
what it is.
mistake.
Very costly mistake. So athletes, just be careful whatever you're taking into your stomach. All right, that's it for the Olympic segment. And let's quickly talk about basketball. That's the NBBF Division 1 Final 8 playoffs.
Yes,
it's right here.
It's
starting today. These are the fixtures for you. Ebon Common Safety Knights, 9 University Police Bombers. You have Lagos Legends, Abu Kings, you have Edo Beads, and Yobe Warriors. Yes, I know you're not used to these names, but you're looking at Johnny Warriors.
Division 1.
But this is Division 1. Yeah. That's why it's like that. But the good news is at least basketball is going on. It's a league, but it's a Division 1 that is going on. We're still waiting for the elites to start, men and women.
All right. Well, while we wait for that, we need to carry on with the show. And this time around, let's go to the Euros, where we saw the first semi-final matchup last night between two heavyweights, Spain and Italy. Of course, we're not going to be doing this segment alone. That's because Badak Kitunde Johnson is ready to help us analyze and review everything that went down yesterday at Wembley at the Euros. Badak, good morning. It's great to have you on the show.
Morning, Tayo. Morning, Cecilia. It's a pleasure to be here, as always.
I know, right? A fantastic game of football yesterday between Italy and Spain. And for the Azzurri, the run just keeps going on. 33 matches now they're unbeaten in, and they've won 28, drawing 5. What a remarkable run.
Remember, I said at the beginning of the competition that they were my favorite.
Yes, you did.
I picked them. I picked them because what Italy has done since not qualifying for the World Cup was to restart, trust in youth and trust in the manager who has the know-how. Roberto Mancini, remember, at the same venue, lost to a Wigan team while he was in charge of Manchester City. Just a few years before he was appointed as Italian national team manager. And you would have thought that for a manager who's so decorated, he would have gone for more experienced people and build the team around them. But no, he went around shopping for the best young Italian footballers and he's molded them into a winning machine. This team doesn't know how to lose. That's because they also know multiple ways to win. Yesterday, they didn't have the ball. Spain dominated them. They only had 35% possession over the course of the game, but they still went ahead and won. They've got character. They've got a rich blend of experience and youth, experience critically at the back, where Chiellini and Bonucci continue to be monstrous. And missing Spinazzola in left back didn't do much to hamper them because they brought in another player, and then they had Insigne in front of him, who was assigned to work, more in the Italian half, because the Spaniards were just running the show in midfield. Busquets, Pedri, oh my God, what a player Pedri is at 18. I agree with Luis Enrique. I don't know many 18-year-olds who dominate a semi-final like that. I mean, it was incredible of the way Pedri ran the show. The Spaniards were the dominant team. Unfortunately for them, where I thought Luis Enrique probably got it wrong was he dropped Morata and played Dani Olmo and Oyarzabal more around the penalty area of the Italians. But these are not players who have a proven record of scoring goals. So even though they were creating a lot of chances, they needed that cutting edge that,
strikers.
Speaks.
Okay. It looks
wasn't
like
until Morata came on that it started to look like. Yeah, so I was saying that they lacked the critical cutting edge, and until Morata came on, it didn't look like they were going to score, even though they were creating a lot of chances. But credit Italy, they dug in, they defended very well. They tried to create chances on the breakaway. And what a goal Federico Chiesa finally scored. That man, I've always been a fan of him, even though he doesn't get a lot of games for Juve, doesn't get a lot of starts for Italy as well. But every time he comes on, I thought that was his third goal in this competition.
Yeah.
He comes on, he does the business. He's got a lot of quality, knows his way to goal. He's a fantastic footballer. And I think overall, you look at the two teams and you feel like that should have been the final. That should have been the final because it was by far the best game we've seen at this competition. Yes, we've had some high-scoring games, but in terms of two quality sides having a go at each other, a great feast of football. I thought yesterday's game had more quality than other games we've seen. It was competed for from the first minute to the end. It was played at breakneck speed. The two teams gave everything. At the end of the day, unfortunately, there had to be one winner, and it went down to penalties deciding it. Morata had come on, had scored, but he's lost penalties for Spain. He's missed already in this competition. I don't know why he got picked to shoot, but then he missed. Spain missed another. Italy took their kicks, even though they lost the first one. And Italy are in the finals where they play England or Denmark, and they're beginning to say that there is a remix to the song It's Coming Home, and that remix says it's going to Rome. It is going to Rome. That's what they're saying.
All right, talking about England, of course, let's look at the probable lineup first before we talk about how they will file out today with you. Because we understand, yes, they are full of confidence. They're thinking they will just take out the Danish team. But the Danish team, they've been having a good dream because the dreams have been on. No one expected them to go this far, especially losing Eriksen at the very first game that they played. If you can take a look at that list, what is looking like, the probables that they're going to be playing against Denmark quickly. Okay, if we don't have that time.
I'm not expecting too many changes.
Okay.
I think it's going to be pretty much.
But he has made so many changes.
Yeah, I don't think he'll do that.
This is what it's looking like.
So that's for England. And like I said, Pickford, Walker, Stones, Maguire, Shaw, Phillips, Rice, Saka or Sancho. That's a toss-up, really. Mount, Sterling, Kane. And let's look at Denmark.
Yep.
And based on all of this, Bada will tell us who's got the better side.
Now, Denmark, they have it. Schmeichel, of course. Christensen, Larsen.
Kaya, Højbjerg, Delaney is there as well too.
Vestergaard, Braithwaite, of course.
Dolberg, Braithwaite, and Bada, quickly, okay, I think we might have to go
on a break.
When Bada comes back, it's going to be breaking down what is likely to happen between England and Denmark in the semifinals of Euro 2020. Join us again.
Well, we're very excited about the game, that's for sure. And we know that we're going to have tremendous support throughout the country, so that's a great feeling for us. I think we're ready for the game. I think the players are ready. They've got tremendous experience now themselves, having been in this situation before. So I think our preparation's been calm, and we know we're playing a really good opponent. We knew that before the autumn. We knew even more so after the games in the autumn. So it's going to be a really, really tight game, I think, and I think an exciting game for everybody. We've got, at the moment, we've got everybody available. We have got one or two checks to make tonight. in terms of the system, I think over the last 3 years we've always been flexible with our tactical approach. We always have to try to pick the right approach for the opponent. Denmark have been changing during matches, so they've got real fluidity with their selection, and we'll have to be aware of that during the game. I think the players are aware of that, and we've got players that make good decisions on the field now. They've got experience of coming up against different systems. They know how to counter those systems, and they know where to find the spaces. So it's great because we've been working together for quite a long time now, that we understand our own patterns of play, and it means that there's a consistency in the way that we operate, really.
All right, there you got to listen to Gareth Southgate speaking out of tonight's game against that's Denmark in the second semi-final of Euro 2020. We still have Bada Akitide-Johnson. Is just going to wrap up our preview of this match before we let him go. So, Bada, England are coming into this game on a high, 5 consecutive clean sheets. They smashed Ukraine 4-0 in the quarterfinals. They're all singing football is coming home, like you said earlier. But you have to say this Denmark side are a very tricky side because, as a matter of fact, the last 2 games that they played against each other in the UEFA Nations League was a win and a draw for Denmark. So they're not pushovers by any means.
No, they're not pushovers at all. Like you said, in October, Denmark beat England 1-0. And I think apart from Christensen and Christian Eriksen, Simon Kjær was one of the big stars of the show and already a big star in this competition. And I love the look of the Danish team, solid defensive shape. They play 3 centre-backs, Vestergaard, Simon Kjær, and Chelsea's Christensen. So it takes some doing to actually get past them. And, you know, England in central midfield, where Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips have been phenomenal. They can easily be matched by the energy of Delaney and Holberg and Latin. Those guys have been monstrous in this competition. So I think England are not going to outwork Denmark. They know that. Where they would look to press some sort of advantage is with the pace of Sterling and some of the creativity that whichever of Saka or Jordan Sancho plays, would bring. They will have to be creative to beat this team. I believe that their spotless defensive record will be broken in goals. Thankfully for them, Harry Kane is firing again. He's got the highest goal scorer award in sight now. And of course, from set-piece situations with Harry Maguire back, they are now even more dangerous, especially with the way that Luke Shaw is delivering the crosses in. So this has a look of a very, very interesting and tight game about it. I just feel like the atmosphere at Wembley, the desire by this English team to go on better than they did at the World Cup and at the UEFA Nations League would mean that England will just be too much for this Danish team. I feel like they've got a bigger incentive. The Danes have already sort of overachieved, especially with the slow way they started the competition and the unfortunate way they started the competition with Christian Eriksen in that way. But the English team know that they've got to arrive in the finals. They've got to make the finals. They've lost out at semi-final stages at big competitions in recent times. But this team, as I said at the beginning, is full of winners at club level. Players who have the know-how. All the Man City contingents, the Liverpool players in there. There are players who won the last 2-3 years, virtually everything at club level. So, and they've done really well in this competition. And if they don't get into their own heads, retain the humility, retain the hard work, and do what it is that they know how to do best, I feel England will edge this one. But like you said, the Danes are no pushover. They've got quality all around the park. And if Kasper Dolberg gets his shooting boots back on, they will cause a trouble or two for England, but I think English have to be favourites.
Okay, indeed. Bada Akitide-Johnson, thank you very much for joining us on the show. We'll see if your prediction comes to pass later on tonight. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so the last time England were favorites against an opponent in the semi-final was at the World Cup in 2018 against Croatia. They lost. So
they lost,
you never
and
know.
they didn't go home.
Yeah, and football didn't go home.
Yeah, we don't know if it's going to go to Rome or to Wembley. But first of all, you have to cross the hurdle of the team that are really determined, the team that is having something to really fight for. Is the motivation behind those Danish teams.
The Danes can't pull an upset, Cecilia, trust me.
All right, quickly, before we look at the papers, just talk about Copa America. Expectedly, Argentina, they are in the final. They will be facing Brazil. Neymar wanted it, and now he's going to be facing Messi. Okay, in the final of Copa America.
Fantastic.
All right, fantastic. It was a hard-fought victory for them, just like Italy.
Needed pens.
Needed pens. No extra time. It ended 1-1. They had to go straight into penalties. And of course, Yeremina and Edwin Cardona, they missed theirs. And
of course, we saw that save earlier on from Emiliano Martinez, the Villa goalkeeper. Yeah, was a hero for the night. That was the first goal scored by Lautaro Martinez. Of course, an assist. Yet another one.
From who? Guess? Messi.
From the GOAT. Anyways, so yeah, 1-1 they ended at the end of 90 minutes. And,
and then they thought they've done this, especially when they equalized, they were celebrating. But now it seems that Argentina unbeaten run will definitely continue. They are now unbeaten in 19 games, and their last loss was coming against Brazil. That's in the semi-final of 2019 Copa America, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see what's going to happen this time around if they are able to win it.
Yeah. So
Brazil, of course, on the other hand, beat Peru by 1-0, and that's why they are in the final. So we have two big guys.
Yeah, the two biggest teams in South America in the final of the Copa America. You couldn't have asked for more. So I want to thank these teams for making that happen for us to see the final that everyone wanted to see, including Colombians as well. So, yeah, I'm just joking.
Okay, but something you need to watch out for in the final is the fact that Brazil, right?
Yes.
They've reached the final 12 times, right?
You're looking for how many victory now?
Okay.
Trying to win their 10th or thereabouts.
All right, let's look at the papers. They have the penalties and how Yeremina actually missed that as a main. He would just be kicking himself for missing that. That's with Morata also, these guys. For their fans back home, please, it happens. They're human, so they're not robots. It happens. Let's take a look at the papers now. Starts with Sporting Life. And Sporting Life here, England and Denmark, yes, you have the big story. Is now or never. This is what Kane is talking about, because he said this is England's chance to win a major tournament. Talented squad. But can Gareth Southgate do that for them? We'll wait and see. They've never won the Euros, right? But they've won the World Cup.
Yeah, they won the World Cup. It's long time ago,
1966.
Yeah, they'll never have a better chance of winning a major tournament. If football doesn't return home this summer, then they might have to wait for a little while again, because everything just seems to be made up for them to get this job done, playing at home and all of that and all of those things. Let's go to Sporting. Complete Sports is the next paper for review. This is very interesting story. Lille in advanced negotiations to sign Chukwueze. Didn't see that coming.
Okay.
Spain to France. Cecilia?
Please don't do that. A Sporting Sun, just take this last one here. Osimhen faces Arsenal's pre-season test. Okay, simply means Napoli and Arsenal will be playing a pre-season. Well, that's all for this morning. Thank you so much for staying tuned. I'm Cecilia Omogbe. Have a fantastic day.
I am Tayo Salam. Join us again tomorrow.